one thing I want to share is most often we find ourselves going into some collaborations or partnership agreement, and we don't tend to pay critical attention to the exit clauses. All right? Now, when you don't pay attention to the exit clause, you might be taken advantage of. Now, there was this practical experience I had where I had to go into this collaborative arrangement with an organization. And so in the agreement, the exit clause stated that each party can exit the contract without recourse to explanation to the other. All right? So when you see a statement like this, it gets so exciting. So you feel, well, I can choose to walk out and without explaining anything to my partner, and he doesn't have any right to hold me to it. But it's a very dangerous exit clause. So if you ever come across that, watch it carefully. Now, who has the upper hand when it comes to a situation like this? You might have a product that is appealing to the next person, your partner, and he wants to have an idea of how you operate. And after he's gotten the idea of how you operate and decided to exit, what do? You've sold off your intellectual property and he's gone with it for free. You would have put in your investment and you would have lost heavily. Now, in this situation, we went into a verbal initial agreement of 5 years, subject to 5 years agreement. Now, when the document was brought, it was made 2 years subject to renewal to 5. All right? With the exit clause stating that each party can decide to exit the contract without recourse to explanation to the other. Now, the two persons or two parties are coming onto the table with mutual benefits. All right? But then, one other party might tend to benefit more than the other. So you want to look critically as to whether you are benefiting more or the other party is benefiting more. Now, when the contract came in and we went into operation, I had to put in investment with a view that in 5 years, I can then recoup my investment and then move on if they do not renew. So I had a guarantee assurance that I'm going to be working in partnership with these people for 5 years. Now, the 2 years subject to renewal, I queried it. But then, that assurance of credibility in terms of a corporate organization was used as a clause to kind of let me know that they will not go against their word for their credibility. And so I took consolence in that. Now, 2 years lapsed after my intellectual property has been used to support their effort to, rebrand whatever they wanted to do. They refused to renew to the next to 5 and decided to exit. When I queried it, they activated the clause. Both parties are at will to exit without recourse to explanation to the other. And educated as I am, what will I do? Okay, and so I had to lose my investment at that point. And so it should rather read, in my opinion, we are liable to exit the partnership agreement based on mutual agreement. Okay. All right? If it's some mutual agreement and I do not agree for you to exit, I push you to ensure that what we've agreed on has been completed before you exit, so I can secure and protect my investment. All right? So these are some basic fundamental things we ignore that could run us off our business if we don't take care. And so you might not be able to sustain yourself and your business. If I hadn't gotten enough grounds to establish myself and this happened, it would have been my second experience. All right? So you don't take trust just for an answer, because the person is presumed to be credible. And so you just want to trust that person without having a well-written agreement. Watch it. So I use my life experiences, my business experiences, to want to motivate or to educate the up-and-coming ones, not to make some of these mistakes.
Right.
Okay, so you can sustain your business and grow faster. If I hadn't made some of these mistakes along the line, or some of these organizations did not take advantage, undue advantage of me as a startup, my progress in entrepreneurship would have been higher than it is now. All right, and so watch it out there. There are some individuals, organizations who are there to take undue advantage of you as a startup or an existing business, and you might run your business out. You might not be able to sustain it, and it can cripple you for good. And so let's take note of some of these critical factors. You don't take verbal agreement in business. You watch out for exit clauses in business.
Wow. Wow.